Can I ask for a favor?
You can ask.
Okay. Oh, Helen. If you didn't want to have the talk, you could have just said so.
What did you want to ask? What favor?
If you call me into a situation like what happened today, and like I know things were hectic and you were in pain and whatever had happened, but in the future, could you guys please try to at least keep me in the loop a little bit? It bothered me a lot that I got kind of iced out by everybody. I asked what had happened and everyone was like, not here, and then I showed up again and then everyone left. I didn't even know if there was someone I needed to be scared of or avoid. I had no idea what happened.
I tried to call you, Tessa, after I talked to the people directly involved and you ignored my call.
I would have liked to know a little sooner than that. Because I was there, and I showed up because you called me there. And I'm sorry that I ignored your call. I was upset in the moment, and I didn't want to take the call. And it seemed like you wanted to focus on gang stuff, and I didn't want to get in the way. I figured it was a gang issue. I knew that much. But I showed up to the hospital, and everybody kind of cold shouldered me. And then as we were walking out, I went up to my car and I knew you were injured. I thought we were all going to leave together. And I opened the door for you. I stood by my car waiting for you. In the future, I just would have liked a little more, is all. If you call me there.
Yeah, don't take this out of context, but I shouldn't have called you. I didn't realize that Hazel was going to be able to pick me up. I had called Hazel to pick me up, but she arrived at a bad time, so she kind of got caught up with the cops. And I thought she wasn't going to be able to come get me. I called you, and then she picked me up, and it kind of made things confusing because then, you didn't really need to be involved, but I knew you were worried because at that point you'd heard I was hurt, so I didn't want to, just tell you not to worry about it because I knew that wasn't going to happen.
All right.
And the hospital, I didn't know you opened the door for me. I don't think anybody meant to ice you out. And then we didn't realize you got pulled over. You didn't show up to the block. So we're like, okay. I was like, where's Tessa? And then I called you. But I think everybody had kind of assumed, like, Tessa was just checking in on me. And then I went to go talk to the people that were involved in the shooting. But things got confusing quickly because the whole situation was weird. And they took me to the hospital and no one else. And then I didn't want to go back to the block to pick people up because I had been shot and wasn't feeling well. So I called Hazel for help, but then she couldn't get them. And then I had come back there, but there was cops and I was in a stolen car. So I had to like park and hide in an alley. And then I realized I ripped my stitches. Leaving the hospital too fast. It was all I mean, even me getting held up was a shit show. I don't think the consortium knew what they were doing, to be honest.
And they tried to hold you up?
Yeah, they ambushed me at the block, like 5 of them, and held me up. But I had just come from meeting with my bail officer, so I had, as you know, literally nothing on me. Literally had just come back to the block. Hadn't even had time to get into my RV to get a new weapon. They held me up. Was on the phone with Hazel when it happened. So she called Steve. Steve couldn't come. He called Bobby. Bobby came. Bobby did his best, but it was strange in general, the way the whole thing was handled. And then the consortium, like, wasn't going to shoot him. And then they shot him. And then Gigi, like, Gigi, pulled up, literally appeared out of nowhere in my POV and started shooting them. And then I got shot despite the fact that I was unarmed and had my hands up, and they kept insisting they weren't going to hurt me. Someone stopped shooting the woman with the gun while she's still shooting them to turn their gun at me and shoot me.
Mm.
And then they took me to the hospital, but not the other 2. But I wasn't well enough to go pick them up after getting shot. I had to call Hazel. Hazel couldn't get them because the cops were there. I was in a stolen car, and the cops were there. I ripped my stitches. And then Hazel was like being a little ADHD and like kind of getting detained by the cops. So I didn't think she could pick me up. And I didn't want to drive the stolen car with the cops in the area. That's why I called you, was not to get involved with whatever was going on, but just to give me a ride out of the area. But then, Hazel pulled up and the others didn't even end up getting arrested, which I thought they were going to.
I wonder if Gigi was with Hazel.
No, Gigi was there way before. Gigi, they rolled out on the consortium earlier today with Gigi.
Oh.
So I think Bobby was with Gigi and brought her there, and I just didn't know that because, she was hiding until they shot Bobby. And then rolled out on Smoke. And I just wanted to make sure someone knew where I was. Because I'd ripped my stitches and stuff, and I didn't want to be in a car. I don't know, the whole thing was... It was never what I expected to happen next, to be honest. And then I tried to call you. Once I had talked to, Gigi and Bobby about, like, why they had just gotten shot. You didn't want to talk.
Yeah. Just been in a weird place mentally, so figured it'd be better if I waited.
Can we get out of the burnt down funhouse?
Yeah.
Maybe not anything tall.
Sorry they came after you like that.
Okay. I'm mad.
Yeah. As you should be, I think. Especially if you didn't seem to have any control over the situation. That's that annoys me, actually.
I genuinely think I would have been less mad if they had just, like, sent a message and shot me. But, like, holding me up, sitting there, not knowing what was going on, fucking around with Bobby, saying they're not gonna shoot Bobby, shooting Bobby, insisting you're not gonna shoot me, and then shooting me while they're getting shot at by someone else. Like, shooting aiming your gun away from the person with the gun to shoot the unarmed individual that you've been holding up for, like, 20 minutes. Like, it didn't make me respect them. I genuinely think it would have seemed tougher if they had just, like, you know, asked me their questions I couldn't fucking answer, and they're like, well, then get some fucking answers, and, like, shot me. You know? Like, at least that's tough.
Yeah.
I think it sends a stronger message than fifth faffing. I get shot anyway.
And Steve knows about it all?
Yeah, Steve knows about it all.
Okay. Well, I'll have Molotovs for you guys tomorrow.
Thanks.
King of the clown show, haze in my blood. Every plan I make, leave the block in a flood. Slip out of cuffs like they ain't even locked. PD, catch me once, then I'm already dropped.